Welcome to the party. It's Thursday. Hey, folks, Pirate Broadcast here. I'm Russ Johns, your host, and we are here to interview interesting people doing interesting things. And I just want to share with you that it's February. We're running into the next month. I can't believe it's already 2022, and I just want to share a lot of information with you about what's going on around us. You know, the Pirate Syndicate is growing. We're having a lot of great times. And I want to welcome you in and have a conversation with Kurt. We're going to be talking to Kurt today because, well, there's a lot of things that Kurt's got going on. And I think it's about happiness. And I want to talk about happiness. I want to talk about creating happiness. I want to talk about some of the things that we can do to support happiness in your world. So let's jump in. Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Welcome. You're now a pirate, Kurt. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for coordinating all this. This is going to be fun. I appreciate it.
Well, you have a lot of things going on, and we've been talking a little bit about all of the things that you're involved in. And first and foremost, I want you to talk about your history with water skiing. I want to go back to some of the things you're doing with water skiing because I used to, well, I'm sure I would still love to go water skiing. And I just thoroughly enjoyed the sport and being out on the water and having a great time. But you have turned it into a long-term, I guess it's a profession, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't say professional. I've never been paid to water ski. My brother has. My brother skied out in Buffalo, New York, and so I was able to watch a professional ski show that my brother was in. But yeah, I've been doing amateur skiing all my life. But when you do it for life, you feel like a pro, and you're right there with the pros. And people who have skied with me have skied at Tommy Bartlett's water ski show in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. And so, yeah, I've seen everything soup to nuts water skiing. And water skiing is celebrating 100 years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Minnesota, for starting in 1922. Getting water skiing going that we're enjoying it today.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Just a fun fact, folks, to kind of share with you on this day. In February, I don't know when the season's going to open up for water skiing, but it's probably going to be a little bit of time. And so,
yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, the routine for the club that I'm in is we go in a cafeteria and we set up ropes and everything. We go through the motions, and we even do like human pyramid climbing stuff and practice our doubles and trios. And so kind of like cheerleaders practice in a cafeteria. We do that as water skiers. And then the first Tuesday or Thursday, whichever comes first, that's our practice nights, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we start the first one of those days in May. So that's for Wisconsin water skiing. That's how it works for our club right away. First Tuesday or Thursday in May. That gets us going.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that brings happiness to a lot of people, which brings me to the Neighborhood Happiness Project, is it?
Yeah, it's HNP, Happy Neighborhood Project. Yeah.
Happy Neighborhood Project. Let me put that up on the screen. So I should be familiar with this because I've been promoting happiness and kindness is cool and smiles are free for a long time. And for some reason, it looks like a huge active organization that I've just somehow not connected with yet. So talk a little bit about Happy Neighborhood Project and what it represents.
Well, it represents the saying of, what one person can do to change the world. And so we have a man, Edwin Edeberry, out of Sacramento, California, participating like a lot of us out here did in 2009, with the outcomes from the recession and the lack of consumer confidence, and how people kind of keep their monies a little closer to them, and lack of market participation because of all of that. And then also the personal effect,
Yeah.
that has on a person. So what he did is he went out onto the streets and talked to 1,000 people about happiness. And if we look on YouTube for happiness as a default position, you'll see Edwin's TEDx talk. And in there, he has a 1 in 1,000 experience in what he did in his journey, where one man was very persistent because he did almost 1,000 interviews completely anonymous. People walked away and committed to a day in happiness with the idea of do a day, then recommit, do a day, like be happy and repeat type of formula, and being anonymous. Well, one man persisted and did not let him go without revealing what his name is. And that empowered this guy to call Edwin back later on. And the reason he wanted to do that is he wanted to thank Edwin basically for saving his life, telling how he was not happy and he was standoffish. And it was the longest conversation Edwin had. And it was because this guy needed help. So just think of that. It took the law of large numbers to say he definitely helped somebody by distributing happiness. And this emerged into the I Am Happy project, which was personal development. And now we're bringing it like saying spreading happiness one neighborhood at a time. But this is with the idea of how businesses are serving neighborhoods and the business's role in creating vibrant neighborhoods, and getting the professionals involved in our work life, that we infuse happiness with our colleagues and coworkers and in our operations of every business in the world.
I love that. I've seen Edwin's TED Talk on YouTube. I watched it, and very powerful message about how you can actually make a difference in somebody's life. And I think it's important for us to understand that we all make a difference. We can all make an impact, and we can all make it matter, because life happens. Sometimes things are not necessarily as smooth as they could be, and we can still be happy around what we have. And I wake up every day with gratitude and look at life as, hey, I get to do this every day. I get the opportunity to actually share this. So how are you involved in the organization, and how are you able to help others in the organization?
Well, basically what happened in 2020, as everything was pivoting and we're going all with virtual events, I actually have taken a dive into podcasting myself. And, so with the network that I podcast through, we have an ally, a colleague in it all. And what happened is one of the podcasters, with this network, has been involved all along, since before me, obviously. And so this other coworker saw how he was involved in the Happy Neighborhood Project and got attracted to it and plugged into it, and then related to me to say, hey, take a look at this thing. So I participated, and they have a format where they invite you to become a co-host. Well, if you're getting a little flavor of my zeal and appeal, it's like, I can be a co-host with the Happy Neighborhood Project. I'm signing up. I signed up, but I didn't hear anything. So I signed up again, a month later, and then networking with everybody. They're like, why aren't you a co-host? I'm like, I don't know. I applied a couple of times. They're like, well, apply again. You need to be a co-host. And then got to know Fong Vo, the director of happiness there, and let him know that I was on my third time around. And he said he was going to relay a message on that to Edwin. And sure enough, in December 2020, I got a great communication from Edwin that he wanted to set up a time to talk. And my inspiration was to start. I didn't see Wisconsin, in their network. I want everybody from Wisconsin to hop on this thing with me. So our talk was to start H&P Wisconsin. And we did that the third week in January 2021. So we're just a little bit over a year old with the Wisconsin edition of the Happy Neighborhood Project. But then go a handful of months later, I become what they call a captain, which means that I'm helping 4 co-host teams. So I keep helping my co-host team as a captain now, and then I'm also helping 3 others, because this is about spreading happiness, scaling up,
right?
So we can have chapters in every neighborhood around the world. And now I'm at a point where you've caught me at a good time to be a part of this news release that just last Friday, Fong Vo called me and posed, what about being a mentor? Now, what a mentor is now that I know so much about being a captain, now I can help other people around the world be a captain, but they just give me 3, 4, maybe depending on how we're keeping up with growth, 5 potentially. So, a few or a handful of captains I help relay, so this can be a consistent experience all around the world and maximizing what we're doing with each of these co-host teams. So I'm basically involved as close as we can be to the staff to shape this into the future. And right now we're at about, on the happy co-op side, and I'm dropping a little bit of a an endeavor of the Happy Neighborhood Project, which is providing the happy co-op that started last July. And so there's 1,700 members to the happy co-op right now, and we're gathering to grow it to be 10,000. So, in the theme of this year with the Happy Neighborhood Project is imagine. So imagine what we're going to be able to do to infuse through the worldwide business community happiness, by having 10,000 members of the co-op. And in a year and a half, I've met 2,000 people through the Happy Neighborhood Project. I've never had such an effective, pervasive tap rooting and just having the world be so available to me that 2,000 people have swarmed around me because of what Edwin started back in 2009. It's amazing what one man can do.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing what could take place when you start something positive. Edwin had something that it was really positive. He put it out there in the world, and he had an idea, and he just went with it. He didn't look back. He didn't think about it. It wasn't anything other than 1,000 people to start with, and it continued to grow, which I think is a beautiful thing. I think it's amazing to watch this kind of stuff take place and expand on, because I think there's a lot of impact that you can make, especially with happiness. I mean, why not make the impact we can, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Edwin's recognized with the United Nations for his work in happiness through the I Am Happy Project side of things. That personal development, reaching people on a residential, level, consumer level, that's tens of thousands of people around the world in, I'd have to look up the number. I forget if it's 20, 40, 60 or whatever, but a lot of countries around the world have ambassadors, I might say, of the I Am Happy Project, or people participating. So he's built up this massive success, and so now he's kind of in like a train the trainer mode that basically, he's figured out the trajectory to infuse happiness to the 7.8 billion people. And so now he's in this train the trainer, create those networks that we literally will have this known, and with works like what you're doing. And, we have the likes of like Barry Shore, the ambassador of joy. And, it's aggregating all this stuff that in these little pockets, people are doing their own little initiatives and their projects. And when we all collaborate, we all culminate it. And then that synergy is just going to make this rampant around the world. And I think within the next handful of years, it's going to be exciting, real fast, in how we all come together.
Congratulations on being involved right at the beginning. It's certainly an amazing opportunity to meet new people, start new conversations, and just really help a lot of people. So thank you for doing that, Kurt. I want to give a shout out to we're in from Spain. Bernard, good morning. How are you doing? Awesome. Thank you for being here. And Joseph, good morning is in here. I think for New Jersey. I want to say New Jersey. Uh, Jenny's in from Colorado. Yes, I'm happy. -6 weather and the faucet's dripping all night. Hi, Pirates. Uh, the I Am Happy project sounds great. I love it. Thank you so much for being here, Jenny. So what's the next step? What's the next 12 to 18 months look like for the Happy Neighborhood Project, Kurt?
Well, again, it's, with the Happy Co-op, again, the happycoop.com for that side of things. Everybody around the world can join the Happy Co-op for free and be a part of this crusade. And there's a back office dashboard, and it's all set up like affiliate marketing, type of regime where you got a referral link, so, and then what it does is each person can accumulate points. And there's even like a sharing pool, in terms of this being in the business community and getting sponsors and getting, verified happy business members, which is a paid program. So it's kind of in the direction of what's paid gets done. So this is something that's, being financed and budgeted. So this is predictable success. So it's what I call mastery of invitation. It's like, if we can just, like, thanks to your show, people are becoming aware of this now. It's like marketing, promotion, advertising, publicity, and just open up the floodgates that people can come in here and plug into this. The United Nations has declared March 20th as International Day of Happiness. So if everybody can participate March 20th and just see how much on that day, we can just have a great celebration and jubilation and do laughter yoga and, all these practices that are out there to just kind of give people, a little snapshot on the condition of happiness in the world. But just keep on doing all of these things. And participation is the key.
Bernard says, always in for a chat about happiness. Alexandria says, hey, family. He says, Bernard says, we should all have a Kurt in our neighborhood.
Special all right. Bring me to a neighborhood near you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alex says, wow, happiness day. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I really think it's very cool. I just love the idea of people coming together and doing all these things. But that's not the only thing you're doing. The thing that also amazes me is that this is kind of spun off into a couple of other things. And I know that you've got the something for the veterans. I know we talked yesterday about the veterans and some of the things that we need to do to help support the veterans. And so talk about the other project you have going on. I think it's 2-22 to Save 22.
Yeah, that is correct. So I have the pleasure of, through my radio pursuits, radio show that I do, I was referred to somebody who's doing great work in the world as well. Her name is now, I wasn't introduced to her as having her doctorate, but now she's got her doctorate degree. So now it's Dr. Anna Maria Bliven, an Army veteran, and she created prosperity pathways to help people on their pursuit to prosperity, their income generating activities, enterprising employment, and all that. And then we have Onward and Upward, serving people who are homeless or houseless, experiencing home insecurity. Onward and Upward as a nonprofit. And so we're very devoted to veterans because, Anna Maria has been close to this issue, trying to make ends meet and like having that, the threat of homelessness being upon her and not being able to pay bills and so forth. So she's developed a system of tips, tricks, and techniques. And so we're very passionate about getting this employment system to veterans. And so, with February 22nd, we're going to be opening up with that thought, with a job fair, employment fair, resources for enterprising to help the money matters, because money matters are one of those things that the way we're attached to it, as money goes down, unfortunately, we're correlating money with happiness. and the happiness could plummet. And then when you talk about depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, the whole array of mental health challenges, and then where things can fall to suicide ideation. The idea is 10 years ago already, I was involved in the number 22, started 10 years ago with the U.S. Veteran Affairs alerting us that we're losing 22 veterans a day to suicide at that time. The update today that I'm getting, they're telling me that the number is skyrocketed to 37 a day. So it's over 150% of what it was a decade ago. We're going rapidly in the wrong direction. And when we think about the Happy Neighborhood Project, that becomes a challenge to rise to, because if we think in patriotism and we think of the service that our veterans provide, and we're leaving them unhappy to the point of disease sets in and they lose the battle to suicide ideation, that is just something we want to rise up to. So the Happy Neighborhood Project actually on February 22nd is doing a special feature program at 2 Central, 3 Eastern on Tuesday, February 22nd. And then we have a veteran coalition with 6 veteran service organizations premiering, produced out of Wisconsin Dells. We have a couple hundred people that are going to be gathered at Wisconsin Dells, and it's going to all be podcasted and opened up to online event platforms. And we're stirring up a worldwide response to what is the world thinking about that we're losing the lives of way too many veterans internationally. This is a worldwide response for every nation to join in, and let's make a statement here.
Bring awareness to it at all costs. That's
and it's not just awareness. We're going to be doing real things. Like we have JR from the Veterans Ranch, where people can go to Florida and Texas and get equine therapy. And we're going to keep growing that. We're going to spread that wherever we can take that. And then we have Project Die Hard out of Kentucky. And then with what they call a FOB, an FOB, forward operating base. And Illinois, that's where people can go to Illinois and have support to their families, their spouses, their children, and have, activities that are making an immediate difference, a retreat type opportunity, kind of having, a center to go to and say, Project Die Hard can help veterans that are in this PTSD, mental health, suicide ideation, to get that boost, to get back on the right track, or the track that they want to be in their journey of life.
I love that. Dimitri says, such an excellent initiative, Kurt. Thank you so much for being here. I really, that hits close to home. Over 270,000 military personnel are brought back into civilian life. And I know a lot of people that are working in projects to veterans and things like that. So if you can actually get involved in this 22 to save 22, where do they reach out to, Kurt? Where do they need to go to that website and just sign up, or how can they help? What's the best way to get involved and engaged in that process?
Yeah, well, I guess right off, I would say we don't claim to have a monopoly on good ideas and things that we can be doing that day. So if somebody has an activity idea, or they want to open up their Zoom, or like you and I talked about, you may be doing podcast activity that day. We got a press release. Folks can contact me. My phone number is 262-372-1SKI. That's 262-372-1754. And my email through my radio show, abilitymkenow@gmail.com. Folks can look me up on LinkedIn. My handle is Hey Kurt, linkedin.com/in/Hey Kurt. So can use the contact information to the website, or can do a follow-up with me, being a guest here on this great podcast. Whatever it takes. Let's just get her done, because time's a wasting.
Yeah, let's not allow anybody else to go the wrong direction in life. I also dropped your Linktree in here. Linktree, if you're familiar with that, all four abilities. I love that. And also, to kind of lighten the lighten the show up a little bit before we wrap up here today, Kurt. I know you're doing some what is it called? Festivus in February? Festivus for the rest of us.
Yep. So the whole regime of Festivus goes back to ancient Rome. So this is a long-standing practice in humankind, and California picked it up for a while. But then what happened is the existence of it was caught by one of the writers for the Seinfeld sitcom with Jerry Seinfeld, and so the writer had a great idea to make this, humor through an unusual holiday tradition that was brought up by the characters in the sitcom. And so this all came out while I was in college at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And so as a little break, we'd go into the dormitory den and we'd watch Seinfeld. We'd enjoy that together. So this became a thing that we enjoyed. And I wanted to have an annual event where I could get with my high school and college friends and other people in my life, because you know how you say, we need to get together, we need to stay better in touch, but the idea is nobody organizes it. So I'm just like, all right, the first Friday in February, let's do a full night of, getting together and fellowship and everything. And let's do Seinfeld, which is airing of grievances, feats of strength, Festivus poll, Festivus miracles, everything that you can learn by looking up the history of the Seinfeld sitcom. But with my wife and I, it's been a 25-year history. We've been married over 25 years, coming up on 26. And this has been, kind of a backbone element of our, quarter century of marriage, and how we open up our doors to our friends, which it always had been to come into our house. But in these times, we open it up as a Zoom event. And so folks can find, Roscos Festivus in February on LinkedIn and join on Zoom and join us. It's going to be round the clock. We're going to start Friday night and keep the Zoom open all the way through Saturday and most of Sunday, ending at 9:44 Central on Sunday. But it's open house. Come get it. And let's talk about more of this happiness and spreading joys and smiles.
Oh, that's fantastic. Matt says, good to see Russ and Kurt connect. Best wishes to both of you. Fantastic. And Bernard says, Semper Fi, no one deserves to be left behind. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, we covered a lot of activity here on the show, Kurt, and I just really appreciate it. I just want to extend my gratitude for you, all of the things you're doing, because when I had a conversation with you and found out all of the things you're doing and all of the great stuff that you're working on and all of the individuals that you're supporting in this process, I just want to, applaud your efforts at all costs. So it's really important for us to understand that everyone can make a difference. Everyone can make it, an impact, and we all make an impact in somebody's life. So don't feel like you can't do something. Just get involved and engaged, and reach out to Kurt. His link tree is up here. And also the idea that you can actually connect with him at 262-372-1754. And he's very approachable. He's not scary at all. So you can have fun with him. Have a great conversation. So anything else that you want to share? Any other announcements that are coming up or important that you want to?
Oh boy. I mean, other than that, I got our ski show in mind. Just to give you a little idea of what we do as ski show performers with our show. Our theme this year is going to be, it's got to be neon if it's going to be on. So it's going to be an eye-popping ski show this year at Pewaukee Lake, Wisconsin. So if anybody's traveling through Wisconsin, come see me. Ask everybody, where's Special K? Where's Kurt? And say hi to me at the Pewaukee Lakefront. I would love to see you Thursday nights throughout the summertime.
Fantastic. Michael Baker joined in. Be a part of it and participate in. Make the connection, build a relationship. Absolutely, positively. And we have made a couple of connections. And if you're not connected with each other, join in, make the connections, reach out, let them know that you're a pirate, because, well, we're here to help each other out. That's what it's all about. So, Kurt, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And we do this because kindness is cool and smiles are free. And we want you to enjoy the day. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic Friday, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.